Hello, everybody. It is last Tuesday of the month, and that can only mean one thing. It is book club night, and I'm so excited to talk about our November pick with Amber. So let me go ahead and get her on here. Give me just 1 second. Invite. The invitation has been sent. I feel like the last couple of times, oh yay, it worked. The last couple of times, I swear, every time I've tried to get people on, there's been some kind of an issue or something.
Oh no.
Hey Sarah! Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna close my door just in case my kids or my dog or somebody comes down and like. So hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look cute.
Thank you. Well, I have sweatpants on though.
I seriously thought, like, because I was folding laundry right before this, and I washed a load that had my pajama pants in. I was like, I wonder if I could get away with it.
Absolutely, you could have.
I have real pants on. I was afraid. So, what's new with you?
Not much. I am test knitting a sweater for Kaylee of Needles in Love, and it's the cotton candy sweater. So I'm very excited about that.
This is the adult one, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm super excited for this. I can't wait to see it.
I chose it. I don't think the color shows up well, but it's like a reddish black.
It looks like a maroonish, maybe a little darker than that. Yeah.
It's very pretty. It's not colors I normally go for, so stepping out of my comfort zone.
Very pretty. Well, I can't wait to see it. I love the child version that she had, the kids version that she put out first. Yeah, it was super cute. So I can't wait to, because she's gonna have the matching.
Of course, yes.
Picture. So I'm actually working on one of her patterns right now too. Actually.
Oh yeah, what are you working on?
Crochet. Yes. I literally just got started with it, but I mean it's like a quick thing. So my brother and my sister-in-law are having a baby girl, and I was like, she's not like really huge into, like, they live down south, so they don't really need a lot of blankets and that kind of thing. So, and it's not their first child either, so I'm kind of like, well, how about a pacifier clip? And look, it's got a little cute little birdie.
That is so cute.
Right? And so I've got some of this like the 𝗵𝗃 and the 𝗃𝗃 to use up, and it's so soft. But no, I found these suspender clips that they are just adorable. Look at this. I've got a tiny little bear.
Oh my gosh. So they're suspender clips is what you use.
Yeah. Little star. Oh, and so like the backs look like this.
Gotcha.
And then you just
clip it on. Okay. Very cute. Very cute.
But yeah, they've got all kinds of cute ones. They've got like the I think I was looking at this like sideways. I'm like, what in the world is this? I'm like, I was looking at it like this. I'm like, is it a bird?
Is it an elephant?
It's an elephant.
Some weird creature.
I swear, I'm smart. I've had caffeine and everything today. It's just a little hard. So I don't know which one I'm going to do next. But she's not much of a, like, this is our first girl, and I say our, like I had something to do with it.
All right, yeah.
But like she's got, well, I have a nephew with them. I have 2 other nephews, and then I have 2 boys of my own. So there are no girls. So I'm like, we're having a girl.
Yay!
So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it does take a village. But yeah, so that's fun. So catch us up. Anything else going on? Anything new going on with you? Or maybe I should start by saying, for those of you guys that don't know, Amber was on, what was it, back June, July? It was in the summer.
So yeah,
summer. And so this is her second time being on with us. But for those that weren't here then, why don't you just give us a really quick little background on yourself, just to kind of introduce yourself to people that might not know you.
Yep. My name is Amber. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. And And it's cold here. It was like 60 this morning when I woke up, and now it's like 20 something. So yay,
girl,
Midwest
I know.
weather.
I'm in St. Louis, so we've got much of the same weather.
I went out and it was like the wind was just insane. I was like, okay, I gotta get back home. This is too much for me today. So I'm a knitter and a crocheter. I'm a cat mom. I don't actually have any children of my own, but I have 4 fur babies. I'm an avid reader, and I am hoping to start dyeing yarn the first of the year. I've picked up sewing. I made a couple like knitting bags recently.
I've seen that on your feed. Or was it on feed or stories? I can't remember. I know you posted about it though.
Yeah. I'm not much
fun.
of a sewer, but I'm slowly, I think I'm actually starting to like it.
Yeah?
I just am very slow at it, but
I think the thing that like, I actually don't mind the actual sewing aspect of it, but I hate cutting. I hate cutting out the pattern.
Part. Yes.
And like,
you
I
have
will
to
literally
have the perfect spot for it.
And even when you have the perfect spot, you just have to want to do it. I mean, like seriously, I keep joking with this about this with people because it's really kind of embarrassing. I have some pillows that I had made for our living room when we first moved into this house 10 years ago. 10 years. And they're finally like breaking down. I'm like, okay, my husband Bob, he's like, we need new pillows like now. And I'm like, okay. So I bought the material. I've had the material. It sat there on I have a cutting counter, girl. I have like a whole setup, right? So I've got a cutting counter. I have no excuse other than I just don't want to do it. I got one cut and one sewn, and the rest of the material is still sitting there.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah, I go to my mom's because she has a better setup. I mean, I have this space up here that I'm trying to like slowly like make a craft space for. So I'm like, okay, now that I think I'm going to do this, I need to set up an area to actually cut, because that is the most time consuming part. And if you screw it up, you're probably, you know.
Yeah, you're up a creek. Yeah. Now, are you going to just try and keep like sewing items kind of like accessories or bags and stuff like that? Or do you want to get into clothing or anything? I
mean, I look at like clothing Instagram pages and I'm like drooling over them, but I don't know that I have the patience for that.
You know, I will say, like I've dabbled. And there's I can totally let you know what they are. There's like Patterns for Pirates or the Do It Better Yourself Club. It's like all these independent sewing designers. And they put out so many great patterns that just completely walk you through everything step by step. And a lot of them now have video support that they didn't when I was starting. So like, that's really nice too. But and everything is like print at home. And then like, you just, you know, assemble it there on your printer paper. If there's a lot of taping or glue sticking, but or you can have them printed, whatever you choose to do. But I think they're really great because they help you, especially for people that are novices at, like, I sewed plenty until I decided to start making garments, and then I'm like, I don't know. So like it's helpful, I think. So if you do think that you might want to get into that, those are some good ones to start with.
Cool. I mean, I see some really cute pants and like simple pants and tops, you know. I'm like, well, that can't be that hard. Not a lot of pleating, things like that.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, what do your nails look like tonight?
They are Christmassy. My first Christmas.
So fun.
And this one, which you probably can't
I love that knit
one. This one looks like a knitted sweater. Does
it have a texture to it?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
yeah, it's textured.
I need that. Do they still have it in stock?
Yes, they do.
I feel like I need some of those.
Yes, they do.
Especially because my nails need help.
That's what mine usually look like. I'm a nail biter, plus my nails just don't really grow. Like, I got blessed with my aunt's nails and they grow like up. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. So I just keep them short. So this helps make my fingers
like curve, like some people's curve under.
Yeah,
but
mine go. It's bizarre. Thank you, Aunt. Tammy,
Thanks for that, Auntie. Appreciate it.
Crazy.
Oh, goodness. So, tell me about the red aspen nails.
Yes. So I think I was looking back at like old pictures the other day and I'm like, man, even in high school, I wore nails. I would go to the salon and get my nails done. And I was a devotee for years. And then I actually did the gel and then I did the dip, but then I started using the press-on nails. Just gave that a try.
These are, right?
Well, no. Yeah, you just can get them at like Walmart and stuff. And they were fine, but like a day or two in, you know, you go to do this with your hair, like put your hair up and it like starts catching or like falling off. And when they fall off, you can't put them back on. Yeah. So these, I was so scared to try glue, but I decided to finally do it because I found a one that I absolutely fell in love with. I was like, I'm just going to try it. And it's been about a year and the rest is history. So they are, I mean, they fit so good. You can wear them again. Like once you take them off, you can reuse them.
So is it like, you said it's a glue. So like, do you paint a glue on to your nail and then you press it on?
Yep. You get a glue, a tube of glue with the nails, but I don't trust myself with it because I've had one too many mishaps with super glue. So they do actually have the same glue that comes in a brush on. And so you just brush it on like a nail polish and just put it on and hold it and they will last up to like 2 weeks. So now, if you have one pop off, do what?
How long does it normally take you to like apply them?
Oh, like not even 10 minutes.
Really?
It's because they're all numbered, so you can find like a really good fit. Once you have that, like I just have that stored in my phone and now I just know what numbers. So I just know what numbers to get. I lay them out and pop them on within like 5 to 10 minutes. And it takes about 10 minutes to take them off. So, and then like I said, you can reuse them, which is crazy.
Now talk to me about I want this knit one because even though I don't knit, I love like the yarn influence. Yes. So isn't there a sale or something going on right now?
We did just have a sale.
Or is it over?
Our Black Friday sale, but now they're doing like holiday gift guides. So a lot of like packs of 2 nails for like under $20, which is great because a normal box of nails is anywhere between like $14 to $16. So you're saving some money that way. It's very nice. So
great stocking stuffer for yourself.
Yes.
For others. Exactly. I mean, it's the season for gifting to others.
Right. Oh, 'tis the season to shop for myself. So bad.
I know. I am too. I'm like, and my husband is almost even worse than I am. Like, I've had a modicum of restraint this holiday season. And I think that's only because I've got a market coming up on Friday and I'm just so preoccupied with that I haven't even entertained anything else.
Right.
But he's meanwhile like, hey, did you see this? Hey, I got this. Oh, by the way, I ordered. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you need to chill out.
Stop. Oh, that's funny.
He's always looking for a good deal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Well, we are here tonight, and my Nook turned off. Hang on, wake it up. So we are here tonight to talk about spells for forgetting, and I know it's backwards. Sorry for that, guys. Adrienne Young. Gut reaction. What was your gut reaction?
I absolutely loved it. Well, first of all, I have the book and the cover alone.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. I was like, I took it out of my box.
It should be a yarn.
Yeah, it's like book of the month, and I was like, oh, it's so pretty.
I have it on my Nook, which is all black, like grayscale. So I'm like, oh, but I looked it up. And when I did the pictures for the promotional stuff for this night, I totally found a cover image and I superimposed it on top of it.
Perfect.
I actually showed the pretty cover.
My Kindle's black and white too. So
yeah, same thing.
I have the very first Kindle. It's still working. Shockingly.
Hey, you can't not. I mean, I have like the original Nook still, and it still works. So like if
it's not working, it's fine.
Yep, I hear you. Yep. So just a quick synopsis, and I'm going to see if I can try and, it's going to be a very, very quick synopsis because it's been so long since I read it. Yes. So basically, you have, what's his name?
August.
August, thank you. August and Emery. I could see her name, but I couldn't remember his. Okay, so August is from this island. Emery is from this island. So the whole thing takes place on this kind of secluded island. And August is returning after being away for years. He left kind of with a cloud over his head and a lot of mystery surrounding him. And all of a sudden he's back. He's there to bury his mother's ashes. And instead of just getting done what he needs to do and getting back out again, of course, chaos ensues. And here we have a book. Yeah. Obviously, people don't want him there. So it's a lot of, there's a lot of different things at play. And one thing that I really liked about this book is she was really good with like layering out little details at a time. So you never really quite sure what was going on. Like, you couldn't really guess everything like you thought you might be able to. But yeah, I loved it too. I really enjoyed like every minute of it. I really loved the eeriness of it. It reminded me, have you ever read anything by Heather Weber? Like,
no.
Okay, so she wrote these books called like The Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe and South of the Buttonwood Tree. It's magical realism. Ooh. But it's very dramatic, and it's just I had that same feel to it. So I think that if people like those books, they would like this one too, and vice versa.
Yes,
but
I'll have to look those up because I absolutely it sucked me in right away. Yeah, it just had that, just like you said, that eerie feel. It was kind of a cozy too. Like I felt like, I mean, I felt like it was fall, you know, like I
kind of wanted to go there.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this a real place? Can I look it up? Yeah. I did end up having to look up how to say it because I could not let myself try and read that word the entire time. It's pronounced 𝗓𝗓.
𝗓𝗓. Okay. I wonder because it's kind of like isn't there an Gaelic actress name that?
I think it's probably. I don't know. Is there?
She's in Little Women. I'm pretty sure if it's not that, it's close to that. And so that's how I was saying it because I just thought, oh, that's like her name. So I don't know if it's exactly correct, but
I think it's either Gaelic or something like that.
That would make sense because I bet that is her name. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up after we get off here and see.
Yeah, and every time I would see it, I'm like, no, 𝗓𝗓. I literally would like say it every single time, almost out loud at first. Like every time I would come to it, just so they would like not let myself slip, because then I knew, like, I was hoping to condition myself that way I don't sound like an idiot when I'm trying to talk about it here. Probably too late for that since I couldn't remember the guy's name.
Well, you know, I mean, like, I had a hard time, like, sometimes, like, okay, who is August and who is Emery? I'd like, get them flipped, so.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out at first, too. Like, I did the same thing because they are both very kind of gender-neutral names, I think.
Yeah, they
are. So it was hard to remember which one was which, but, yeah. So have you read anything by this author before?
I haven't, but as soon as I got done, I'm not, no joke, I ordered 𝗵𝘂.
Did you?
And I haven't read it yet. And then I actually ordered 𝗬𝗏 in the Deep, which I haven't read that yet either, but I'm like, I think that's going to be like my first of the year reads. Yeah.
I know I read that one, the Sky in the Deep one. I can't remember. I want to say that I listened to it on an audiobook.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Isn't it? Is that the one that's like pirate, kind of like a pirate theme?
Vikings.
No, Vikings. That's what it is. That's what it is. She has a pirate one too, like a pirate series too.
Okay. Yeah. But her 𝗵𝘂 series is the one that, like, she's really well known for. And I will say, because I think The Sky in the Deep was one of her first novels.
Okay.
If not her first novel, it was definitely one of her earlier ones. And I really enjoyed that one, but I felt like she definitely had a lot of maturing to do as an author, and dang, she did it.
Okay, good. Good.
She has come a long way.
Because this was her first, like, because she usually writes young YA, adult, right?
Yeah.
So this was her first, like, regular, I guess, adult fiction.
Adult fiction. Fantasy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, like, if you like this, I think you should I think you'll enjoy her stuff. She does. Cool. I think one of the things that she does well, and is obvious with this book, is this immersive experience. Like, you feel like you're there, you know, like it's just this atmosphere that she's able to create. And she does that very well in Sky in the Deep. I haven't read Fable yet either, but I would like to. So it's on my list.
I think she just dropped the 3rd book in that series, so I think that series will be done.
I was going to say, I think it's done now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
With that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. So question number 5 on my outline here. It says, what did you think of August and Emery when you first met them? And how did your perception of them change throughout the novel? And my thought when I read this back over this afternoon was like, I don't know.
I know I've read a lot of books since this one, but I did like the way that they would because it would go back in time and talk about their relationships, and I felt that young love, right?
That for sure,
that deep love, and I felt like he definitely. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for both of them actually.
Yeah.
So, but she stayed, which I'm sure we'll get into that, but I feel like she dealt with a lot by staying. So
sure,
neither of their lives were easy.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that a little bit here. Okay, what did you think of the setting? I talked about it a little bit, but what did you think?
I absolutely love it. I felt like the island was honestly like a character in itself, right?
Exactly.
It just
almost
from the time he got there, you could see the shift, the way she would describe things changing, and the birds and the tree. Didn't she say something like the leaves changed?
The leaves
overnight,
all changed color overnight.
Yeah. So it was just a eerie, mystical setting that I loved, and I just felt like it was obviously an integral part of the story and a character itself.
I think though what you said earlier about how it was both eerie and cozy, at the same time, this juxtaposition of concepts.
Yeah,
I think that hit the nail on the head with it, because on the one hand, it's this quaint little town, small town
that everybody visits.
Yes. That everybody visits and everybody loves, but it's obvious that there's something kind of rotten at the core going on.
Yep.
And it's almost like a slow progress of the rot expanding, or I don't know if that's the right word, but I was getting a little bit did you ever see 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗄𝗏's The Village back in the day?
Yeah.
I was getting some Village vibes.
Yeah.
Not because not because of the time period, but because of the same kind of eeriness or feel to it.
Yeah.
That was
definitely see that.
Yeah. So what was your favorite element in the book? Ancestral magic, the love triangle, or the small town mystery?
I liked it all, honestly. I've been really into books on witches and stuff lately. So, probably the magic part of it, maybe most, I don't know, but then I don't know. I really did like it all because I liked their love story. I felt like it was a good balance of mystery and then this nice love story, and then the mystery around the town, you were saying, where people would come, but underneath the surface, as soon as that season was over, a lot of
Yep. I think that oddly enough, this is probably not something I would normally choose as my favorite element of any story that has it, but I thought that the love triangle was pretty interesting because it wasn't just a love triangle in the present, it was also a love triangle in the past.
Oh yeah.
Hey Callie, look, we're both making your patterns.
You're well represented, girl.
Yeah. You're if not on the line, right? So yeah, I actually thought that the love triangle was really well done because it was another one of those layers that we were talking about, where it's just it keeps you guessing because I don't know, I guess I didn't really see that one coming, the later one. So
yes.
I just waved like y'all could see me.
That's funny.
That's funny. Okay, so I think you touched on this earlier. What did you think about the multiple timelines? Like sometimes I feel like those can be done well and they can also be done not well.
Yes.
So how was your feeling on this?
I thought this one was good. Like, I mean, sometimes I do get kind of confused, but I don't think that happened for me in this book. And I felt like they came like at the right time. You know what I mean? Like it would go back in time several years. I felt like it started, I'm trying to see if I can remember.
I know, I was actually just trying to pull up something that
I feel like it started like so many weeks before the incident, and like each time it would be like a couple weeks closer and closer. So it wasn't like it was jumping all around. It was just like you're slowly going to get there, you know, if I'm remembering correctly, which I might not have been, but I feel like
I will say, I think that they did if you're going to do a time thing, like the multiple timelines, I always appreciate when authors write it in a way that tells you that now you're in a different time.
Yes.
Rather than just leaving it to context and letting you guess and like, like 5 paragraphs in, like what the heck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I appreciate that she did that. What I got confused at times about was because she went back. I mean, we had technically 3 different timelines, really. We had the present, we had like the week or 2 leading up to the fire, and then we had years prior to that.
Yes. Yes.
Which sometimes got confusing.
Yeah.
Trying to keep track of, you know, like, wait, okay, that many. Okay, so we're reading about the way back. Or how far back are we reading? Okay, we're way back.
Right.
No, we're just back now. Oh, okay. So it took me a second to catch up with that. But again, and this is kind of getting back to like her kind of genius in writing this story, is the layering and how it all just like met up so succinctly, you know, like, you know, one thing foreshadowed something else and then it lined up with the other time. Like it all just came together so well. So I thought that was really done well as well. Yeah. How many times can I say the word well? I feel like I just said it like 20 times. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Well, shall we continue?
Oh goodness. You know what? I was gonna look up one thing here. Hang on.
I guess I did get kind of confused sometimes, like because she was very good at like labeling who was. Each chapter was, you know, told by somebody. It was somebody else's perspective. There were a lot of like side characters that I got sometimes confused as to who was related to who.
Or who was talking at times. It took me a second to try and...
Yeah.
Because sometimes it wasn't always just August and Emery. I mean, we got Jacob in there. We had... I don't even remember who Nixie is, but apparently we had...
Yeah, I don't either. We had Lily's aunt, which I don't know if she ever had a chapter, Leota or whatever. I don't.
Oh yeah, I don't think she had a perspective. Like I don't think she was. I don't think we got her point of view. But yeah. Oh yeah, we did.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was a little interesting. Like, I guess on that aspect, sometimes I get annoyed because I feel like if you're gonna do it, at least give that like. I don't know. I feel like if you're only going to give that person or that character like one chapter that you get their point of view, then it should almost be more of a third person narrative, like the island could have narrated it. Yeah. Whereas the island only got one chapter itself.
I can't remember what book it was I read where it was like the town had like its last say. It was like the I mean, this has been a while, but. I mean, I just remember it like the last chapter was like the town, like speaking and like, you know, telling its perspective. Oh, was it this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
High five.
It actually says the town. And like
it says the island or 𝗀𝗃.
It does?
Hang on. It did say something. Yeah. 𝗀𝗃 Island. Chapter 56. Boom. I mean,
okay.
It wasn't the very end, but it was towards the end.
Yes, this was it.
You cracked me up.
I told you my brain. Oh, my word.
We'll get there.
It didn't have the last word.
Say what?
I said it didn't have the last word then. Oh my.
Oh, it's all good. All right. So this next question before we kind of break for the spoilers discussion. This is just kind of for funsies. And this can go for anybody watching. I want you guys to comment below with your answer to this question too, okay? If you had the ability to cast spells, how would you use this power and what would you do first? I think mine would be a spell for remembering.
Right, for sure. For sure. I mean, I've always said that, like, I mean, like, my memory just even from like high school, you can, yeah, he's at the bottom of my stairs wanting up. Like, it's pathetic.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, right. I would definitely would like a spell for remembering for sure. This is going to sound terrible. This is going to sound terrible.
Okay.
I would use this power to allow my mother-in-law to take the advice we give her and actually use it. I mean, I just like her to listen.
All right. Now we need examples.
Because she doesn't listen at all.
Why are you going to ask my opinion if you never take my advice?
Right, exactly. Oh, I love
Callie
that.
Says, a spell to knit through my stash faster.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea. Like maybe like in Harry Potter, you know, like the self-knitting needles.
Yes, you could have like 2 or 3 projects going at once.
Yeah. Boom. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙
I love it. And on that note, I'd like to be able to get through more books faster too.
Right.
My to-be read pile just keeps growing.
Like one of the things that I like to do is like if I'm listening to an audiobook, I will like speed it up.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But sometimes that's to the detriment of the story. So sometimes I'll have to slow it down because I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. What'd they just say?
Right. It just sounds weird. I don't know. I think, yeah, definitely a spell for remembering because I would want to be able to clone myself just for getting stuff done in general. Like if I could clone myself, I could work through my stash faster.
That's right.
I could read more books. I could get the laundry done at the same time I'm reading the books.
Oh, yes, that would be nice.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Okay. So at this point, if you have not read the book, then you might want to jump off because we're going to talk all the spoilery stuff. But before you do, just to let you know, we are not going to have a December book club. I did this last year too. At the end of the day, it's all about overwhelm for me. And this time of year, it's just crazy. And I'm just going to kind of use this time to, you know, get what needs to be done. And we'll reconvene in January. So I do have a January title for everybody. It's called Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And it's a fun one that's I can't remember the author and my book hasn't arrived yet to show it to you. Well, hang on, I'll look up the author real quick here. I haven't got the computer in front of me, that's why. Goodreads.com. Yes, I'm still using Goodreads. I did start to create a story graph and I need to import the Goodreads profile information to it, but I haven't done that yet. Sweet. So Get a Life, Chloe by Talia Hibbert. Okay. And I think it's like a cutesy romance kind of thing. So contemporary romance. But I'm super excited. So that is going to be January 31st, which I believe is, I'm going to double check that here. Yeah, January 31st. So January 31st, Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. And I'll be putting that information in the caption and stuff for people too. So, but that's your warning. Spoiler conversations ahead. So now let's get to the good stuff. Did you guess that the person to kill Lily was Lily herself?
No, not at first. Until they started like really diving in to like talk about like more about what was on her, then I started to like become suspicious. I never thought it. I don't think I ever thought it was August.
Right. But then who would it have been, kind of a thing? You're sitting there trying to figure it out the entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, in that regard, like obviously it wasn't him. So who was it? You know? And I really didn't think her at first until they started talking about like her like wanting to learn about the spells and stuff like that. And I was like, okay.
My first thought, even before we got to the reveal, was, how does a town full of witches look at the items found on Lily's body and not think that there was spell work at play?
Right. Right.
Like, why wouldn't that be somebody's first thought? How does this go on for 30 years or however long it ended up being? 15 or 16 years or whatever it was. And nobody thought, we've got witches in town. I wonder if somebody used them for ill.
No, we'll just go look past that.
We'd never do that. But it is kind of interesting because I say that Lily killed herself, like, accidentally. I mean, obviously she didn't mean to, but did she? I know. 𝗓𝗓 did it.
I think it was a little of both. Like, she didn't really know what she was doing, but I do like think that the island.
I think the island kind of tipped it right. Like, she gave her the chance to make a choice, and she made the wrong choice, and 𝗓𝗓's like, nope.
Yep. Sorry. Because doesn't somebody say her aunt, I think, is the one that actually said she was the sacrifice the island needed. It's like she really didn't. Yeah, like that. And that might have been just her way of dealing with it. But
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think that she thought of like, and I don't think it means like sacrificing it to the island, like the island is sentient. I think that she meant it like in a, you know, like we were trying to, well, maybe she did mean it that way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's weird. Interesting point though. Do you think, oh, well, that's the next question anyway. My next question was, do you think that it was a lack of skill as a witch that caused Lily's spell to drown herself, as Emery surmised in the scene on the top of the bluff, or do you believe that the island itself pursued its own brand of justice? I'm of the belief that it was the island pursuing justice. Yeah. And do you think the overall story, so after what happens, obviously, we learn that, you know, Leota knew all of it. The town obviously has its hands are covered in blood. And at the end of the day, August and Emery leave the island and nothing, there's no consequence. Like, do you feel like justice was served?
I don't know necessarily. I mean, I feel like even if they would have like burned the orchard down or whatever, like I feel like the island being like so magical, like I feel like it wouldn't have stopped it. I don't think. I don't know if anything could have stopped it. I don't think that justice was served to the people and what they did.
Right.
I mean, they just kind of like skipped town. Said peace out, you know, we're done. We don't want to come back here anymore. Which I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I just skipped a stitch here. Sorry, I was trying to like, what did I do? Yeah. I've only got 3 stitches in my row. I mean, really, how hard is this, Kristen?
Hey, it's crazy how easy it can happen.
Yeah, I kind of felt like irritated that they all got off so easily.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I just feel like I definitely can acknowledge that there was a lot of gray area with things like, you know, obviously August's dad was one of the casualties of the council or whatever they were.
Right.
But I also kind of feel like maybe justice was served there. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like with his family history, I mean, they were a terrible group of men, you know.
Right.
But Yeah. Because okay, I'm trying to remember like what happened with his dad. Did they like just ship him off? He didn't.
They killed him and made it look like he left the island. And
right.
Yeah.
Right.
They, I think they like took him up to the bluff where they had her at the end.
Gotcha.
If I recall correctly.
Okay.
But
so he always thought that he had left.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Wow. A lot of darkness.
Yeah, it really was.
So yeah, no, I don't think justice was served in regard of all those people involved in all the horrible things they did just to
I am glad though, they let him go. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, I feel like once you get into a certain mindset, there's a mob mentality, there's greed, there's almost like a survival instinct at play, I think, in the council at that point. So I feel like, you know, anything could have gone really. So I'm glad they were able to get away with their lives. So do you think that Emery's nightmares stopped once she got away from the island? Or maybe like once everything resolved? I'm
going to say probably not, because I just remember everybody saying like, you are a part of this island, you know, this island will always have a piece of you. And then that whole last, like the epilogue, just, it actually gave me chills.
Yeah, it was eerie.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, I think that maybe they lessened, but I think that she probably still has nightmares.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a repeat of the other question. My next question was, what were your feelings about how the scene on the bluff worked out?
Yeah.
We kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you brought up that last scene or the epilogue. Do you think that that August and Emery will return to the island? And if they do, how do you think they're going to be welcomed?
I don't think they'd be welcomed. The only way I think she would go back is if like something happened to her father. Because isn't that I think that's the only reason she would go back and he would go with her. I think that's the only, tie that she feels to it. But I don't think it would be good if they went back.
Or I wonder what would happen, like if when the girls grow up. Was it 2 girls or was it a girl and a boy?
Maybe this will become a series.
Maybe.
I mean,
she is kind of. Sky in the Deep was a duology. I'd take one more book, like from if the little girls grew up and then went back to the island. That'd be a pretty interesting story, I think. I think that'd be cool. Maybe
we should tell her.
We should. I'll just email her right now. Yeah. Hey, got a book idea for you, babe.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you haven't thought of this.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Oh man. Well, that's all the other questions I had, honestly. I don't know. Is there anything anybody else wanted to talk about this book? Because I don't know. It's been so long. I'm having a hard time. I
know. Me too. I will say it's definitely, if people haven't read it, it's definitely a good one to read around like Halloween, fall, September, October. Yeah. It's just, they had that practical magic, some of those elements. I love Alice Hoffman's, that series. Yeah. So I think
it does have a practical magic vibe. Mm-hmm. I think, if I had one beef with this, I would have liked to have seen more magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Because I felt like that was almost an afterthought. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of times people were saying this is like a fantasy, but I definitely would categorize it as magical realism.
Yeah, I don't think
they're witches, but they're not actually, you don't see them practicing their craft at all. Mm-mm. And I would have liked to have seen more of that, I think.
Right. I would agree with that.
Or maybe she does more tea readings or something. Or
Yeah, because she owned the tea shop, and then Lily's aunt owned like an apothecary shop. There for sure could have been more there.
Exactly, but ultimately that's not that big a deal. I think the biggest thing for me was just that it was such an atmospheric read. Like it was, like you're saying, a total mood read for the fall. Like I picked it up, I think in October. Well, I saw you post about it. It had been on my list. I'm like, let's read this one instead.
Yes.
So, because at that point, like I love reading like all the like the moody type or seasonal reads, you know.
Me too.
So
Me too.
I'm like all about the Christmas reads right now. I'm like, bring
Me
it.
Too. Me too. I'm doing the 52 book challenge. I did that this year. I don't know if you've heard of it, or they give you 52 prompts, and like it could be like a book that starts with the beginning of your, like the first letter of your name, like a New York Times bestseller, a book with pictures, and then like it's just all over the place. And at first I thought I would look at the category and fill in what I was going to read, but I found that if I just read what I wanted, I could find a way to put my book into one of the categories. So I have one prompt left.
Ooh. And
it is an indie read, which, I mean, they let you like really, you can just interpret it however you want. So I bought a book at an independent bookstore when I was on vacation in Colorado. So it's like a travel memoir. So I have to read that. But other than that, I am all Christmas books.
That's awesome though. Who's hosting that challenge?
So I think it's just called the 52 book challenge. If you're on Facebook, they have a page, and I mean I can't recommend it. They have an Instagram page too, and like it's so good just to get like book ideas. Like people are just throwing up like, hey, I read this, or what would you read for this prompt, you know? And I actually already have the prompts up for next year. So I have in the past have only read like 30 books a year typically, if that, and I'm already at 65. Like I'm blown away.
Yeah, I noticed like you, like some of your numbers, like as I've watching you post stuff on Instagram, I'm like, oh wow, look at her go.
I mean,
I'm listening to this point in the year and I slow down, so I'm like
I listen to them a lot too, you know. I mean, I have books and I listen, but yeah, I really feel like that's really helped me like step out and read things I probably wouldn't have otherwise picked, you know, and actually really enjoyed them. And so I highly recommend it, if nothing else, just to get ideas.
Okay, so do you have any fun Christmas or holiday themed, not necessarily Christmas, but like winter holiday themed books or favorite ones that you've read so far that you can recommend?
I read last year The 12 Dates of Christmas by Ginny Baylis.
Isn't there a movie on that one?
I don't know if there is. There might be. She wrote it, I think, in 2020. And I read it and I thought it was really cute. And then I found that she had 2 more. I feel like she writes 1 a year. So I didn't read last year's or this year's. So the one I'm reading now is called like A Season of Second Chances. Okay. And it's really cute so far. I read Holiday Swap.
Oh, I was looking at that one.
That one's cute.
I literally was just looking at that at the store the other day.
Yeah, it's cute. I liked it. I read The Santa Suit last year.
I think I read that one too.
It's a small book.
Mary Kay Andrews, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was looking at the Meet Me Under the Mistletoe. I've heard was really good. I've seen that one floating around a lot.
I think that might be Ginny Baylis, which is the one that wrote the 12. I think so, because I'm pretty sure that was the other. I was trying to think of the other title because I bought both of them. So that's my goal, to read those 2 at least. And then we'll see.
So now you do the book of the month thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think Callie does too. I really should look into it. And I know they had a whole thing going on for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever. It's probably over right now. I told you I put my head in the sand.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm prepping for things like that is crazy. Yeah.
I'm like still trying, like I got to the point earlier where I was like tagging things, you know, and I'm like, oh, I've got my ornaments all tagged. And I'm like, wait, I have more ornaments and no more tags. Dang it, I did not count right. Now I'm going to go put another thing. And I swear every time I go to do this, then there's a paper jam or the printer heads aren't aligned. And I'm like,
of course. Why? Of course.
But it's never just easy. Never just easy.
Well, I highly recommend Book of the Month. I've been doing it. This will be my 4th year. Like, and my husband enjoys it. Like, if I can't, I
so
tend
walk
to pick
me
books.
through it.
So
like, how much is it per month?
So it is, I believe, $14.99 a month.
Okay.
For a hardback book. But, and I did that for 2 years. I was just paying monthly. This last year, I finally decided to do the yearly. And I think it ends up being like the books are like 13. And once you're with them for a year, you get a free book on your birthday. You get, at the end of the year, they do a like book of the year, and they have like 5 or 6 books like in the running, and then you get to pick one. You can pick either the winner or of the 6. You get to pick whatever you want for free. But they tend to do a lot of like new releases, like before they are on the shelf. New authors.
They got their ear to the ground.
Yeah, it's really
And your
good.
experience with the books that they've got there has generally been pretty good?
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
I mean, because there's nothing worse than like you signed up for it and then it's like,
you can cancel at any time. I mean, so that's why I think I did the month by month, for a while, because I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to want to keep doing this, because you can cancel at any time. And then like if you join through my link or Callie's link, it's the first box is $5. So
okay.
And then you can add up to 3 books. They always have like 5 to 7 to choose from every month. And they are really good about like giving you like somebody's review of it, and then like the synopsis, and then they actually give you like the first 2 pages of the book, so you can actually read it too, just to kind of see if you think you would like it or not. So
nice. Well,
yeah. And you can skip. If you don't like anything, you can skip, and your credit is there, and then you could get 2 books next month or 3 books. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see how that works.
I love it.
I was thinking about telling people like in my family, like when I've always got people asking me like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I just go out and buy what I want or what I need. Yeah. So like, this is one of those things that I think that would be a great gift.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I think you can
gift.
Yeah. Right. You can gift, like a 6-month thing or a 12-month. When I get off here, I'll see, I might have an email that has like a discount for like money off of like a gift. I can forward it to you.
Oh,
and then
cool.
Then you can forward it to your mom.
Hey, Mom, wink, wink.
Just saying, I'm just going to drop this here.
I'm just going to leave this right here.
Right. Being very subtle.
Right. I'm as subtle as a brick. All right. Well, cool. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but I have already forgotten what it was.
Hey, it's almost 8 o'clock.
I'm trying, man.
You've been making things all day and tagging things, so.
I have, and I've been working with thread today too, like, because I had a few ornaments that I needed to kind of like fill out my display, and I'm like working with thread to try and do some little. I know, but like, I mean, it's size 3, so it could be worse, but it's like
still
those tiny little hooks hurt my thumb.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I need a break from that. Oh, I did have like these little guys.
Oh my gosh. I love those.
Yeah.
My aunt was a huge crocheter, and she could just like look at something. Like if I had something, I'd be like, show it to her, and she'd be like, oh, that's a triple crochet. I mean, she could just like look at it and just like tell you every stitch. It was crazy. So I have a lot of homemade ornaments that she crocheted. So I have like a little stocking cap and I have to keep them up high on the tree so the cats don't bother them. My cats love yarn, so yeah. But good memories.
I have my great grandma used to do like, she knit and crochet, and so like we still have some of her ornaments, and it's so funny because I've seen where like the little stocking hat ornaments are where they make them with like a little piece of toilet paper roll as like the part of the brim, and like you crochet over it to like make it sturdy and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, that's hilarious, because I have ornaments that she made 60, 70 years ago.
Right, and they're still doing that.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's
grandma chic.
Grandma chic. That's right. That's how we roll. Well, Liddy, I appreciate you joining me tonight.
Of course,
This has
thanks
been
for
so
having me
much
back.
fun. I loved having you on the last time, and it was so much fun again this time. We had to do it again. I guess third time's a charm. We got another one, huh?
I'd be down for it. Just let me know.
All right, lady. Well, thank you so much. And thank you guys too for joining us tonight. I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.